Hey everybody, this is Lorelia coming to you with a video about fast or slow credit repair. If you are new to this channel, I'm not new to the topic of credit. For the past couple of videos, I've been talking about business funding, but I'm going to switch it up today and talk about personal credit. And the reason why is because hey, how you doing, Brandon Hicks? The reason why I want to talk about personal credit today is because it has a big impact on your business funding. And regardless of what you're hearing online, you have a lot of people who are saying, yeah, get business credit, no personal guarantees, all this other stuff. It depends on what it is that you want to do. Yes, yes. How you doing, Ronald Anderson? Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining me. But despite what you hear online, you hear a lot of people telling you that your personal credit doesn't matter. And unfortunately, that is not true. It does matter. Many business lenders now, when it comes to funding, and I've even said it on this channel, although they may say your personal credit doesn't matter, it's because many of them now have built a component into their business. Whereas if you have challenged credit, they have now brought in credit repair in-house. So whenever if you hear me talking about a business lender who will fund you, but your personal credit doesn't matter, it's because they will do the credit repair for you. Because unfortunately, it doesn't exist where, as even if you're getting a business credit card, a business line of credit, a business loan, your personal credit matters. Be very careful of those who tell you it doesn't, because see, a lot of times many people are thinking that they're getting business credit and is really disguised as something different. And that's why I did videos trying to tell you the difference. True business funding in terms of you want the business itself to get funding on their own, requires business tax returns, business bank accounts, and age in business. That is a criteria for lenders who are solely going to lend based on the business. Now, they may still look at your personal credit, because the business lenders that I work with that fund primarily with business funding, a true business loan, although they have that criteria, they're still going to look at your personal credit. The reason why is because habits are habits. There's no such thing as I screwed up my personal credit, but for some, benos reason, I'm going to get all this business funding and I'm going to not screw it up. That's not going to be the case. So that's why I wanted to talk about personal credit, slow or fast. The reason why I wanted to talk about slow or fast is because right now we're in a time and space where, when it comes to personal, I gotta be fast because my battery's about to die on my phone. But we live in a time and space now where most credit professionals are really pushing, and I really don't want to call them professionals. They're just people hustling credit. They're not really true credit professionals. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. They're credit repair hustlers. They've learned some tricks of the trade, and one of the biggest tricks of the trade is that they know how to do credit sweeps. And so what they're giving people, really the consumer, they're giving them what they want, because most consumers, the biggest complaint they will have about credit repair is that they don't want to pay every month. So they're willing to pay a very large amount up front to be able to have things wiped off of their credit in the fastest case possible. 30 days. I've even had one credit hustler told me they're doing something as fast as 14 days. Don't ask me how it's done. I have no idea. But unfortunately, it really screws you as the consumer. And what I find is that it really, for those who want credit restoration fast, they are always going to fall prey to the credit sweeps. What I'm noticing is that a lot of consumers don't even know that's what they're getting, because a lot of the credit hustlers, they not telling them they credit sweeps. All they telling them, oh, no. I'm gonna repair your credit, and it's gonna be real fast. All I need is 30 or 45 days. I'll wipe everything off your credit, and you'll have a 700 credit score. Sounds like a good deal, don't it? Sounds like a great deal. Until your butt is behind the 8 ball, because now your credit profile look like you was born yesterday. And here you are, 50 years old, looking like you ain't never had no credit. Like I said, personal credit, fast or slow, I find that it really appeals to the millennials, people who are 35 and under. They love give it to me fast, and I want it now. It appeals to them. But unfortunately, you got some who not millennials. They 40 plus years old, some looking at 50, and they're falling prey to these credit sweeps. So now you look like Boo Boo the Fool, because you 50 years old, probably as old as me, mid 40s, and you look like you ain't never had no credit in your life. But then you want to try to talk boss talk, like, I'm looking for some business funding. Ain't nobody gonna fund you. Somebody gonna fund you. Like, if I'm just a lay person who knows about credit repair and know that the person has gotten a credit sweep, you think a lender ain't gonna know? Like people really think they fooling people. The only people who are being fooled are the people who are getting these credit sweeps done. They the only ones that's being, those are the only people that's being fooled. The people who do the credit sweeps have convinced you all that this is the only way, and if you do anything else, you look like the fool. I just had a consultation with a guy last night, soon to be someone I'm going to be working with for the business funding. And first thing I do, I add, in the criteria sheet, he was a referral, asked him how his personal credit was. And he said, oh, my score's in 700. Now that don't impress me. The reason being because I come across a lot of people who've gotten them credit sweeps and they got a 700 plus credit score. So you having a 700 credit score doesn't impress me, because it really depends on how it was done. But I was really impressed with the guy, because the gentleman mentioned about he did his credit restoration himself. I had no problem with that. And he was honest. He said it took me a year. And within a year, I was able to, increase my score over 100 points. And he said, I'm about to pay off 2 credit cards at the end of the week, and I know it's going to go up again. And I said, you know what? You're doing it the smart way. Because what people, right now, if I tell a person your credit needs some work, it could possibly take a year before you will really be at the optimum place that you want to be at. Most people are run. Oh man, forget that, man. I know somebody. I know a chick. I know a dude. I know this one. I know a cat. I know a dog. I know a bird. They just pay them, X amount of dollars, and they'll wipe everything off your credit. Ain't nobody waiting no year. You get that stuff done in 30 days. But what you're gonna find is that only appeals to the person who is looking for something fast, and it won't go nowhere, in terms of what it is, primarily what they want to do. Is Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. About, setbacks happen. And unfortunately, it's not a death sentence. Setbacks happen. You can bounce back. There are lenders now, even if you have a bankruptcy, 3 years, you know, or even 2 years, depending on the lender, you can bounce back from a bankruptcy and still buy a home. So don't feel discouraged. You know, one of the individuals who are watching mentioned about a situation he's going through, or she's going through. So don't feel like it's a death sentence. You can bounce back. 2 or 3 years, a lender can see that, you know, you've made some progress or what have you. But I don't want to take away from the topic at hand. So fast or slow, which one appeals to you? Depends on what your long-term goals are. If you're looking for, you know, quick, fast, in a hurry, I guess credit sweeps are your thing. You want it fast. You know, if you want something sustainable, you're really looking for longevity, you're really ready to put in a plan. I would hope if you over 40, you really want to put a plan in place. You know, the millennials, those 35 and under, unfortunately, you know, it's the mentality and the generation that they're in. You know, all they know is fast and in a hurry. So it may appeal to them, but depending on the millennials' age, you know, they can bounce back because they really have time on their side. But if you 50 plus years old, in your mid 40s, and you thinking time is on your side, unfortunately that's not the case. You know, I mean, you know, nothing's promised to us, but you really don't have time on your side. And this is the time now to really take things seriously. You know, we're going in to 2020, and like I said, there are people who are watching this video, probably was watching me last year at this time in December, and look how long, or you know, or not even how long, look how fast a year, you know, look how fast a year came. So imagine if you put something in place now to take a vow to say, you know what, I'm not where I want to be in terms of my credit, but within a year from now, I could really be there. Because you would be surprised how many people come to me seeking assistance with what is the right strategy, or what's the best way for them to acquire, you know, business funding, not just business credit, business funding. But unfortunately, their personal credit is not there. It needs some work. You either going to let the lender do it, you either going to do it yourself, you're going to hire a professional. But that's really what it takes. If your goal is to really do what it is that I say a lot on this channel currently, you know, what do? I help, you know, business professionals, real estate professionals leverage credit and debt to create more cash flow into their business. The ability of having good credit gives you a lot of options. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. There are a lot of options of having good credit. Don't be one of those individuals who is looking all around YouTube for a quick fix. You know you want business funding. You know that what you want to do, you want to be able to leverage your personal credit, but for some reason you're looking for a loophole with your 500 something credit score, and thinking that you're going to do something within 30 or 45 days. You know, you've had bad credit for over 10 plus years. Now, within 45 days, you want good credit. I mean, like I said, there's so many things that go into a 700 plus credit score. Lenders are looking at age. That's why I said credit sweeps are a joke. You've lost your age. You have no age to your report. They're looking at a mix. You have no mix. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's more to it. But see, people just think that all they have to do is get something wiped away clean within 30 to 45 days, and they're going to be fundable, like the person who, like I said, they can have a high 6 and be more fundable than that person with the credit sweep that has a 700. Why? Because they have age, they have a good mix. You see what I'm saying? So, that's all I have for you today. Really wanted to hit home on fast or slow because, I really see that now we're in a time and space where people cringe when you tell them that it could take some time. I love telling people, there's only certain type of clients that I work with on a one-on-one basis to assist them with their credit. I have no problem telling them it'll take a year. If a person is looking for something quicker, 9 times out of 10 is not the person that I'm looking to work with. But as we go into 2020, if you're really looking to say, Lorraine, I'm ready to put a plan together, want to know, how I'm able to leverage my personal credit to create and debt, credit and debt. That's a whole nother topic, because I'm going to be talking a lot about that. I know most people want to say, oh, I don't want to be in debt. But when you leverage debt for something that can create more cash flow into your business, it can be gangbusters. So go to bizcredit.yourmoneymentor.com. Schedule your 15-minute consultation on there. There are going to be a series of questions that's going to be asked. And so just so I will know if I need to proceed to the next step. So once again, this is Lorelia. I'm signing off. And looking forward to talking to you in the next video. Bye-bye.